Hi, I'm Stephanie Elliott. I'm the occupational therapist here at Laguna Elementary.
And I'm Kate Falls. I'm the physical therapist here at Laguna Elementary.
We are going to be showing you some things that hopefully you can incorporate at home
to help your child's fine and gross motor skills.
So another thing that we see a lot of is kids struggling to hold their pencil the right way. This is something they work on in kindergarten, but it doesn't always stick. So what we're looking for is to really have a nice open space here, kind of like a smiley face. And that way you have your pointer finger against your thumb, and it's even okay if you have both fingers against your thumb like this, resting the pencil on the fingers. A lot of times kids will squeeze the pencil to the point where their hand will really start to cramp, especially as they get into the older grades and they're doing longer writing assignments. So this is a great way. This is ideally how they're going to hold their pencil, or like this. If that's just not working for your student, then you can modify it. So there are some pencils that are out there. These are called twist and writes, and they just kind of provide a cue for students as to where we would like their fingers to be. They're kind of fun and novel, and they keep this web space open. But if you don't have that, that's okay. You can just take your regular pencil and you just put it between these two fingers, and this is a great way to modify a grasp. And as you can see, these fingers are stabilized against my palm, and this is nice and open. When you're doing handwriting at home, a trick that will help your student keep their letters the right size and on the line is just using some highlighters. All you have to do is highlight the bottom half of the line. This gives your student a visual cue of where you want the letters to stay rather than floating all over the line. So they can just stay right within that orange area, and it keeps their handwriting more legible and easier to read for the teacher. Another item that most people have at home is Play-Doh. This is just some Play-Doh from the local dollar store. It's really great because there's a lot of activities you can do with it that promote stabilizing through this side of the hand and then using your thumb against your finger, which we call that a pincer grasp. So when your kid's pretty young, even having them just pinch it off like this, and then even having them take all the pieces and work it together to form a ball using both hands. So this is great for kids. A lot of kids struggle with this when they're even 5, using both hands together to roll it in a ball. As they get older, having them take a smaller piece and just use one hand to try to roll it into a ball is great for the muscles of the hand. There's all these little muscles in here, and in order to do this, you really have to stabilize and then use these fingers. And it takes a lot of work, and especially if your Play-Doh is a little lumpy, but this is a great exercise. You can also have them roll it using one hand into a log, and then there's all sorts of fun activities you can do with this. So putting things in it, sometimes I get little beads and I hide them in the Play-Doh and have them get it out. You can also just work on even marbles. So having marbles in a jar and having them take them out using their pincer grasp and push it into the Play-Doh. These are great ways to just kind of entertain your kids and also work on your hand skills. So then you can even have them pick it up and then hide it in their hand and pick up another and hide it in their hand and pick up another. What you don't want them to be doing, ideally, is to be picking it up and then turning their hand over to drop it in. So we're really working on picking it up and then hiding it with their hand down. So these are cool little things you can do with marbles, and even putting them in their hand and doing the opposite where you can't turn your hand over and getting them out to the fingertips, stuff like that. Anything with Play-Doh is just a great activity for their hands. Another really fun activity that works on the pincer grasp is using either a pipette or a dropper. If you just fill some cups at home with water and then use your just basic food coloring, you can create like a magic potion station. And kids love playing with this stuff at home, and they don't even realize that they're working on their hand skills. So you can do mixing of colors or learning that red and blue make purple. And a lot of times for a lot of our kids, they they even have trouble motor planning it. So putting it in, realizing they have to squeeze, suck it up, and then put it in the cup. It's just a great little activity, and it also kind of keeps your kids busy for a little bit. So other activities that are great for your child's overall motor development and sensory system is cooking. When you are making cookies, breads, even just dinner, that's a great way to incorporate having them help you sequence steps, follow directions, use their hands with tools like peelers, rolling pins. Even washing dishes is a great sensory experience because they're getting their hands in the water, they're getting to play with the bubbles, and they're getting to spend time with you. Also, something that Kate and I also support is having your child go outside and play. All of those things in the dirt, in the mud, swinging, running, jumping, riding their bike. Those are great activities that just help their brain development, it helps their muscle development, and helps them even pay attention more when they're in school, and get that homework done. So have your kid get outside and play.